Thanks, Chris. That was very nice of you. So I met Chris, as you said, not too long ago. Well, actually, it's been about a year. Chris is a great guy. So he and I couldn't be more different, and that's why we're friends. I am grateful to be here to speak to you. And first, I'd like to say, everybody here that spoke about something, everybody had something important to say. So I want everybody here that spoke to hear me when I say, let me back up. So the best thing I can say to you is what we say in my dojo, which is the highest form of respect from the dojo I come from. And it's from my heart. You are welcome with respect. So thank you very much. So the probably most important thing you should know about me is that I'm autistic. But I won the lottery. Boy, I tell you what. I have ADD, I have depression, and I have a touch of the OCD. So growing up, I was the weird kid. But like, I was the weird kid. The weird kid. I was so weird that my dad didn't want anything to do with me. So I grew up the definition of an outcast. But it was really strange living in the house with people that really didn't care that you were there very much, you know? You were too weird, you were too this, you were too that, all of those things. And that persisted through school, and that's just how I grew up, just being, you know, out of place. And so that was hard. I never drove a car until I was an adult. I actually just bought a motorcycle. 82% of adults with autism don't drive. And I can drive a motorcycle. That's a lot harder than driving a car, I want to tell you. So, but how did I get there? How did I do that? 20 years. Took me 20 years. And you know, I'm a stubborn fool, I tell you what. I'm the kind of person you can tell me you can't do that, I'll say, yeah, watch me. So I also have something called a visual motor delay, so I can't hit a baseball. I can't accurately judge speed or distance. It's one or the other. But I'm belted in 4 martial arts. I've taught myself how to draw. Shouldn't be able to do that. Taught myself how to play bass. And taught myself other things that I can't think of right now. But that's not important. The point is that each one of those things I was told I would not be able to do. And yet I still did them. Every single one. Because I wanted to see if I could. I want to see if they were right. Because we all have a choice. Every time. You can choose to be an immovable object. Or you can choose to be an unstoppable force. But that sounds like a hard way to be, doesn't it? But it's not. What is the most unstoppable force on the planet? Water. Water penetrates rock. It can crash. It can flow. When you pour water into a cup, it becomes the cup. But it still grinds away with time, even the hardest of rock. Every single person in this room has done that. You can be anything. You can make yourself into anything you want. Every person has the building blocks. You just have to find them. It's like being a 5-year-old with all the blocks spread out on the floor and you don't know which one goes together. When you're surrounded by chaos, you must be at peace with your own chaos. Because if chaos within and chaos without only yields more chaos. But peace within and chaos without leads to peace. And that is how I learned. I taught myself how to be an audio engineer. So being autistic, I can hear really, really well. If you notice, I have earplugs in. Because even this sound is too much for my brain to process. I can identify frequencies based on their names. And I have no formal training. And I work for a very well-respected audio company in the city. And I'm becoming a sought-after engineer. Because I said, I'm going to do that thing. And guess what? I did it. So, I want all of you to think about, even in your darkest time, you can still come out of it, even when it's really hard. I recently wrote a song with my band. It's called Trial by Fire. And I think the second verse of that song is my favorite verse. It says, haunted by ghosts of myself. Hold on, now I have to remember saying it instead of singing it. Haunted by ghosts of myself, I see patterns of discord. Actually, I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to have to read it to you. That's terrible. I'm not even playing my own song and I can't remember them. See, look, that's the problem with being autistic. Everything's coded weird, right? I'm not playing my bass, so now I suddenly don't know the words of my own song. Here it is. So, haunted by ghosts of myself, I see patterns of discord. Where is my salvation? Lost in my fight to exist. Persistence of memory, nothing left to believe. Everyone's been there. The persistence of that memory makes you feel like there's something to believe. But then the bridge, the heavy part of the song, it says, in this darkest hour, I will not cower. So that's what I want y'all to remember. In your darkest hour, do not